Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode here on Gorbad Ironclaw. And, well, as we were trying to ambush an army, we actually have an opportunity here to intercept, but do note this is not a good opportunity. This is not. Do I think that this is a good opportunity? Well, this is a good ambush, but is this underground? Hold on, is this underground? No, it's not. Because underground, this army demolishes me. You gotta be careful with those. Because if you're fighting underground and they have artillery and you're not, that's advantage to them completely. So no, this is me. I hate the opportunity to intercept. No, it's like I was spotted, waiting for an ambush. This is where they get the chance to deploy, but they'll still have to fight. Okay, that's good for us. That's the exact what we want. I want to envelop, of course, with my mobile troops. While advancing with my Black Orcs, the missile troops will try to hit anything that doesn't have, honestly, shields. Like Giant Slayers will be nice. I'll avoid their missile units because the Quarrelers are not exactly going to get a lot of damage on my units, and my cavalry units will deal with those. So as you can see, did send a foot of Gork over there on their infantry units, and my chariots are just jumping in. My main cause is just to try and get to the enemy missile line and force them to not shoot too much. You know, if they get 2-3 shots, that's good, but more than that, then I'm getting in trouble. And of course, my lord is attacking the gyro bombers, which is great because he's the only flyer and they don't have a lot of stuff against flyers. These hammers are spreading out because they're trying to hit my own man-eaters, the mercenary units there. That's a nice foot of cork. I even hit my own caster there. I was careless, as I often am with these fast-paced battles. Not that this is a battle that, like, in 4 minutes or less, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, some units are already routing. This is so fast when you have the chariots and the Orc Boar Boyz. They're all armor piercing, so they of course cause a lot of damage, and you gotta send them to the right place. Now comes the walk, and this is how you win with greenskins with this sort of army. You just envelop and force the dwarf army to not do anything. You know, don't do anything. So that's the whole idea. Don't let them do anything. And overall, that's nice. My Black Orcs can deal with, you know, the Doom flayers, that's for sure. Especially with missile attacks, you know, with my missile infantry. And as you can see, all that is left is exactly the units that don't rout. The unbreakable ones, including a certain old dwarf. Gotrek is here somewhere. Hello. Where's the old mighty dwarf? Where's the most famous dwarf? Come on, move your boars. I want to see him get killed. Finally, he deserves a warrior's death, a slayer's death. Yeah, there he is, doing some green smoke. I guess he's, you know, I guess he had some beans for dinner or something. But yeah, there he is. Not exactly the finest battle to die against. He's not battling, you know, Gorbad or anyone interesting. He's fighting a wyvern and some black orcs, but, well, that's what you get for being a slayer. You get to slay things and be slayed. I don't know who's gonna get the killing blow on him, but I hope it's someone less meaningful, like just a normal standard black orc. That's how I love it. There we go. Some black orc, just no one of consequence got to kill Gotrek. That's so nice. That's such a bad ending. It's not worse than the ending with God in the end times, huh? Well, that's the victory. That was a very good victory. That's one full army of the dwarfs just for nothing, really. I only have my caster in trouble. There's still some units here and they're rebuilding, so he's gonna have like an army and a half. So I don't know if I'm gonna put my units here or if I'm gonna retreat. For now, I'm gonna think about it, but likely I'm gonna retreat, which is a shame because I could win like, I think it's 2,000 that I'm winning in raiding. So, but I think I gotta retreat. So I'm thinking, yeah, this guy only needs our lads there. Yeah, I'm thinking Woundmaker. Yeah, I want this guy to do more damage. And this guy, yeah, he can go all full blue line. He doesn't have anything anywhere to spare points. You can go Woundmaker. Yeah, let's get these guys doing more damage. And you can't go too much further. I need to retake Oakenhammer. There's a lot of back and forth here in a couple of turns, by the way. And I'm taking green stats. There we go, decisive victory. This is Oglok the Horrible, by the way. I brought him in from the south because there doesn't seem to be too much threat from the south, and I believe I can just bring him in and try to cause well, I really want to go into the upkeep here. That's where I switched there. Sorry if I go too fast with these decisions here. Okay, one of the boys. Yeah, I really want the other ones. So the problem we have in this settlement in specific is how it may bring me to war with the Empire, with Whistleland, because I'm now their neighbor, you know, and that's a big problem. When you're starting being neighbors, oh, I can get a call to war, and definitely I should. And this one I don't mind failing. By the way, I do not mind failing the war, because what I really want is just to have those secondary armies, okay, follow me around, and maybe I can actually win it, because I mean, if I go against the dwarfs, I think that's the settlement. Yeah, weapon strength, go for it, or missile strength. What do I want to get? I think weapon strength at this point. Yeah, and I didn't check what the target is. I'll check it later on. But for now, I do have some plans, and I'd like to be on this guy, but he has already used some of them. Yeah, I need to wait a little bit. I could get heavy metal marching him. Keep him hungry. That's only if I have some wolves, and I really would love that, but I don't want to have to use wolves to get that keeping hungry. Man, that's 2,000, but that's a lot of units there. I am getting another army, and this is the most standardized army that I want to get. Like some orc arrows, some trolls, some Ragnarok spiders, and then some black orcs. That's it. And I'll use as much as I can. 19 units here, and another caster, and that's it. That's what we're gonna get. And I'm just trying to follow here these units from Nurgle, just to ensure that they don't cause too much trouble. And I'm raiding them. I wish I was raiding with getting a little bit more money from them. I'm trying to get everything up to par. Nagashizar, yeah, definitely getting more, because yeah, getting more protection here on these settlements is essential, because definitely they're gonna get me some trouble. Okay, no need for that. Let's check diplomacy now. Yeah, I could get the Darkland orcs better, but I don't want that. What I really want is now to finish off, you know, to have a better angle of attack. Right now I'm just, you know, attacking Zufbar. You know, the dwarfs, they have these locations where it's a little bit tricky. And I'm advancing on the research as well. So I predict like turn 120 or 30. I have most of the research done, so that'll be great. I can get some bonuses, this is large there, but that's 130. Oh, yeah, I can get, yeah, instead I can get almost all of those. So now these guys work much better. Now that's a lot of upgrades from scrap. But I love that 2,000, but I gotta go away. Yeah, all of those units, if they go against that guy, it's gonna be a problem. And Reknik, I wish I gotta go with the... Next time I've gotta go... Oh, Astragoth is gaining a foothold. Grimgor, you were supposed to destroy both Threch and Astragoth. And eventually I would, you know, confederate Grimgor. And if I confederate Grimgor, it's a mess. But I'll get like... I'll double my territory suddenly. And it's just... insane the amount of gold that I can get and units that I can get from there. So yeah, these guys are still going to be there. That's going to be fine. I don't have anything really to build here. Well, honestly, that control building sounds fun. Unassigned stuff. What do I have anything like income? Oh yeah. Mob boss. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, it tells me this, but that's not a problem. Definitely not a problem. I'm gonna have to think. I think I gotta move those guys away. Over here it's fine. I'm gonna try to predict. So this army is gonna cost like plus 2,000, which is cool. I'm gonna have to move over here. Definitely. Belegar doesn't have too much of a trouble. Yeah. Because I'm thinking that all these armies that are defeating here, Zufbar and Oakenhammer, can then go through the mountains. So that will be a nice idea. But that'll be for the next episode. Bye-bye, guys.